Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, good morning. My name is Miss Laila Cahyani. I am from Diploma 3 Dental Nursing Health Polytechnic of Semarang. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to talk. Today I am going to give the presentation of promiscuity. The presentation will be in 8 parts. First, I am going to talk about definition of promiscuity. 2. I'll discuss about positive and negative effects of promiscuity. Third, I'll discuss about types of promiscuity. Fourth, I'll discuss the characteristics of promiscuity. 5. I'll discuss factors causing promiscuity. 6. I'll discuss the impact of promiscuity. 7. I'll discuss how to deal with promiscuity. And finally, I will show examples of promiscuity images. Please hold your question until the end of presentation. First, I'd like to talk about the definition of promiscuity. Definition: promiscuity is form of deviant behavior that crosses the boundaries of obligations, demands, rules, conditions, and feeling of shame. Some of the reasons for adolescents engaging in promiscuity, namely unhealthy mental attitude, outlet for disappointment towards a dysharmonious family, failure of adolescents to absorb religious norms and Pancasila norms. Promiscuity is also defined as a person deviating from the right association. Promiscuity is identified boundaries, or it can also be called promiscuity, can have a positive or negative influence depending on the individual himself. Okay, now I'd like to move on the part 2 about positive and negative effects of promiscuity. Positive and negative effects of promiscuity. Positive association. Positive, which is meant here, is free to make friends or forward relationship without differencing with one another. Negative association. Negative categories if such free association has been continued to become one of different form of behavior which free is missing through the limits of the existing normal. Okay, now I'd like to move on to part 3 about types of promiscuity. Types of promiscuity. 1. Free sex. Free sex is a relationship between man and woman without any marital ties. 2. Drugs. Drugs are substances that are either natural, synthetic, or semi-synthetic, which cause the effect of decreasing consciousness, hallucination, and stimulation. 3. Nightlife. Nightlife is a life that greatly impacts family life. especially in separating them further from their family. For alcohol and others. Okay, now I'd like to move to part 5 about factor causing promiscuity. The characteristic of promiscuity among adolescents, namely 1. Get caught up in a fun party, which is like hanging out in cafe and beer gardens. 2. Getting drunk and using illegal drugs. Drunk because of the many problems that it. 3. Bad behavior. Bad behavior such as tantrums or being rude in the way children express their feelings and thoughts. And 4. Wear open clothes. Wearing open clothes will cause someone to have promiscuity. Okay, now I'd like to move on to part 5 about factor causing promiscuity. Factor causing promiscuity among adolescents, namely 1. The low level of family education, such as a family that allows the child to date without any supervision, which causes the child to fall into promiscuity. 2. Parents who pay less attention to children's relationship. Parents who are busy with their work so that their children cannot be fully cared for. 3. Lack of caution in making friends. For example, friends lead us in a negative direction because they are friends with bad people. And 4. The economic condition of the family. For example, children would drop out of school because of the low family economy make the children's behavior worse. Okay, now I'd like to move on to part 6 about the impact of promiscuity. The impact of promiscuity has a big influence on self, parents, and the country. 1. Such as drug dependence. 2. Decreased health. 3. Increased crime. 4. Stretched family relationship. 5. Spread diseases. And 6. Decreased academic achievement. Okay, now I'd like to move to part 7 about how to deal with promiscuity. As for how to deal with promiscuity, namely 1. Improve perspective. 2. Be honest with yourself. 3. Include strength value. 4. Maintain a balanced lifestyle. 5. Lots of positive activities. 6. Think about the future. 7. Reducing watching TV that contains elements of sexuality and violence. 8. Always read books that provide good motivation. 9. Communicate well with people. 10. Hold out socialization about the dangers of promiscuity. And 11. Enforce the rule of law. Okay, and we will move to the last part, namely part 8, about shows examples of promiscuity image. Example of free association. Battle between students. 2. Student smokes. 3. Student drink alcohol. And 4. Illegal street racing. I'd like to conclude today's presentation by summarizing the information to end today's presentation. I'd like to end my presentation by saying about definition of promiscuity. If there are any questions, I'd be happy to address them. That's the presentation from me. Sorry if there are wrong word in the delivery. Thank you for your time and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.